Hi, my name's Tom. I was sent this Orico portable SSD drive to go ahead and tell you all about it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So even though it comes in a box like this is actually the drive right here. This thing is really super teeny tiny. You can see how small it is. Look at that. It comes in a couple different capacities. I think it's 512, 1 gigabyte, and 2 gigabyte. This is the 2 gigabyte drive. All three of the drives are the same size, and you can get them in different colors. A couple cool things about these right off the bat. It does have an activity light, so when it's actually running, you'll see the little light blinking, just so you kind of know that it's on and it's active. You do have this rubber strap right here. This rubber strap is great for keychain, just for hanging on to stuff. It'll clip onto a lot of things. None of my other SSD drives, here's a Western Digital drive. This is kind of a My Passport thing. It doesn't have any way of holding it or clipping it. This does have a clip. It's basically like a little SSD key or little USB key they used to have with a little. They used to have clips. Now the SSD drive by Orico is so small, so handy, so portable. They actually put a little keyring clip onto it. So again, just for sizing, I wanted to go ahead and just stack these things up just so you can see. On the bottom, I have the Western Digital, then I have the newer Western Digital, then I have the Orico, and here is the newest little Orico portable SSD drive, and on top of that is a little quarter. You can just see how incredibly small they are. The newest SSD Orico is just multitudes smaller than the old Western Digital drives, and again, from a depth perspective, Western Digital is a little thinner, but I want to show you pretty darn close right there. All three of those are really super thin. This is obviously way too big, but look at how small this is. It's just simply amazing. And again, you put about two and a half quarters on there and you have the size of this little drive. So let's talk about some more features here. First of all, it is plastic. The casing itself is plastic, though the edges have a rigid plastic around them. It might actually be metal in there. It is pretty solid. You're not going to crush it by accident. You're not going to have anything happen to it. The Western Digital do tend to be more metally, but I've had problems with the metal because metal dents. So whereas plastic can kind of bend and has a little more push to it sometimes, metal, you don't have any real push, and if you squish too much, it will stay squished. So I tend to go for the plastic more than the metal. The metal might look a little nicer, but these things tend to be pretty durable. And I've kept both of these, even the other Orico. This is actually a nice Orico as well. This has metal on it as well, metal and plastic. I've kept all three of these in a backpack, in book bags, with briefcases, piles of books on them. I've never had any problems with any of them, but the Orico have been especially fast, and I'll talk about some more of the features of it in a second here. So what else do you get with this? You do have a little port here for USB-C. That USB-C, you do get a cord that goes right into the USB-C. The cord itself, as you can see there, it's about, I don't know, about 8 inches long. But the cool thing about this is on the other side of it, it still stays old school. You can see you've got an old USB B port here, but don't worry, if you don't have that or you don't need that, no problem. It's got a little adapter. It basically just kind of connects to it. So by default, it is USB-C, and you can see right there. And then if you need the adapter, you can put it on just like that. If you have nothing that needs this little USB B adapter, you can just go ahead and snip that off, no big deal. But it does have USB-C, and you will get faster speeds if you use USB-C in most cases. Let's talk about speed. This little tiny thing is twice as fast as this Western Digital drive. This little thing will go ahead and read at about 1,800 megabytes and about 1,500 megabytes for writing. That's kind of the high end of things. I wasn't getting quite those speeds because my PC is a little older. When I go ahead and transfer files, I'll get very constant speeds though. They are nice and quick. Very durable, it lasts well. I've been able to use this thing to play videos and music and storing files on it. Whenever I get a drive, I use it for about a week before I even bother to talk about it, just to kind of make sure there are nothing little glitches, no problems with it. I do tend to try to beat them up a little bit. I kind of toss them around. Because it's so small, it is actually very, very durable. Whereas a drive like this, oh, it's got to be a tough drive. Well, it's heavy. If I drop this, I'm going to feel it. This is probably, I don't know, 10, 12 ounces, maybe even close to a pound if I really push it. This thing is probably only an ounce or two. It's really lightweight, and it has that clip to kind of keep it secure to things if you want. But the fact that it's so small means that when it falls or lands on something, it's going to fall with less impact. It really is that light and that small. It's simply amazing how small it is. Again, you saw me with the quarters. It's about 2.5 this way, long-wise, and it's about 1.5 wide here, ballpark. It's just truly a nice little, again, think USB key in hard drive form. It is still an SSD drive, so there's no moving parts. It's essentially the same thing, just a really, really nice, fast, durable SSD drive. If you're looking for something for school or for work or just something to kind of transfer files around, you want to be able to carry it on your keychain like you used to with the old USB keys, I would definitely recommend the Orico. Again, I've had them in before. I've had this Orico drive for probably about 9 months now, and I love it. I have all kind of stuff on it. I transfer files to friends all the time. Really, really great drive. It has not given me a lick of problems. This Orico is the same idea, very fast, doesn't seem to have any problems whatsoever. I really like it. I love the little strap here. I like that two-piece cord. It's just a great little drive, and I highly recommend it.